Hey, Taurus. So, Spirit is kicking off your reading this month with a song. They were singing The Pleasure Principle by Janet Jackson as I tuned into your energy. And they were talking about the fact that we need to inject a little bit more fun and pleasure into your everyday life, and particularly into anything that you're doing that is kind of like goal oriented or money oriented. That's just what I'm hearing is like there's a lot of great success, there's a lot of great progress and movement either available or already in motion. These are general readings, so you know, your mileage may vary. Where do you find yourself on that kind of chariot journey is what they were showing me. There's a lot of joy available, and it's not when I get there or when I finish this or when anything. It's like right now, where's the juice in life and how can I enjoy more of that juice? More fun, more time with my friends, more hobbies. Pleasure principle. Want to inject more of it into your life. Also, hi, I'm Madeline. Nice to meet you, Taurus, if we haven't met before. So let's pull some cards. We're going to get into the story of your month, and we're going to pull a persona card to look at how you are showing up as the protagonist in your story. What aspects of yourself Spirit wants to highlight for you for your highest good. So let's jump right in to June for Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Dominant folks. Spirit, we want to know the truth for their highest good. What kind of energies are they working with? And what would you like them to know and perhaps even do? What is your guidance for Taurus Spirit? What can they use in the present and any information pertinent from the recent past to create a future that is abundant, joyful, easeful, secure, pleasurable? Thank you, Spirit. I'm going to look at the elements of the past, the present, and the future as it is unfolding from this moment, Spirit, along with your advice. Anything you want Taurus to know, do, be, or embody for their highest good, and Spirit, want to know kind of the climate around them. Energy available to Taurus people for their highest good. And I will throw your cards right up here in just a second, Taurus, so you'll be able to see what I'm seeing. The truth for their highest good, Spirit, always and only the truth for Taurus's highest good in the month of June. What are we working with? Wow, gorgeous cards up front. Okay. Well, there's a reason that pleasure is important. So you're showing up as the King of Swords, Taurus, and you know this particular version of the King of Swords. You can see that object they're holding in their hands. It's not the King of Swords is not thinking that much about pleasure. They're thinking about business. You know, they're thinking about bottom line. They're thinking about what is fair. They're thinking about what is true, and that's a beautiful thing. And sometimes trying to stick rigidly to a plan or to a way of thinking can come at the cost of compassion, joy, pleasure. It can get a little dry. The King of Swords is the King of Air, right? It can get a little dry if we're not bringing cups, love, pleasure into the situation. I want to pull one more here, Taurus. It looks like you are coming to a choice point. And I'm hearing that you need to choose yourself. That is not to the exclusion of other people. That would be a mistake. It's about going with what you know. And if you can see that you are at a fork in the road and you are about to go down a path that you've been down before, it's like we've tried this before, we've done this before, and it didn't work out. If that resonates for you, this is your yellow light. This is wow. This is reconsider. This is reflect. And I'm hearing that. I'm hearing reflect and reconsider. Not because you're going to do anything wrong, but because some beneficial adjustments could point you in the right direction. Something has come to a painful end. Ten of Swords is sitting in the key position. Tarot readings should never scare you or put you off, Taurus, or make you worry about what's coming. These are all useful tools and resources that Spirit wants to give you, as the prayer goes, for your highest good. So there's a situation where you could, like, for example, come out on top as a King of Swords, like, I made my point, or I cut that motherfucker down to pieces, or like cut them down to size, is something that Spirit is saying. And that you might win. You ever heard of a Pyrrhic victory? Ever heard of a Pyrrhic victory is when, say, two countries go to war and one country wins that war, but they lose 75% of the soldiers fighting the war. So it's like, is that really a win? Sure, okay, I guess in name only, by, you know, somebody in the history books, it'll say we won, and the people who are living in that country will know the terrible truth. Do you know what I'm talking about? Don't go for any Pyrrhic victories where it's like, haha, gotcha, but now I feel like shit. Like, now actually that person that I wanted to come closer to me, I kind of got my little dig in, and now they're moving away from me, and that wasn't what I wanted, but in the moment I felt like that was victory, or I felt like that was a win, or a show of strength. Your ability to go to your higher self to figure out how to proceed is going to benefit you this month. Sitting in the past, strength. Sitting in the present, the world. Both of these cards represent integration of higher and lower energies, higher and lower desires, right? I want to be a good person. I also want to eat a whole chocolate cake or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, higher and lower desires. What have you learned recently that has made you feel like, wow, I lost this, but I learned this? That's what I'm hearing. The world is a card of victory and completion and graduation, and strength speaks of tending to yourself, finding your own inner power, and able to transcend sometimes our lower self, as in maybe Five of Swordsy conversations. Yes, I really want to tell this person they're blankety blank 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 blank. And that's my family member, or that's my partner, or whatever. And yes, as much as I would like to be able to say my piece and get them to see that I'm right, or I know how it really is, that could come at the cost of even like the relationship. That's what I'm hearing, okay? And that could be the quality of the relationship. That could be like, oh, hey, never going to talk to you about things that are really deep and close to my heart ever again, because when I brought something to you, you kind of like cut me off or cut me down to size or whatever. Something to consider. Now, important to remind you that, Taurus, because these are general readings, that energy could be reversed. Somebody could be coming at you with that kind of energy that is very immature, that is very cutting you down. And in either case, whether you feel like you might be being a little petty or if somebody else is bringing the petty, in either case, what you want to do is pause. Reflect, reconsider. Again, think about the definition of reconsider. Reconsider doesn't mean change your mind on its face. It means reconsider. Am I absolutely right? Is this absolutely the way that I want to go forward? Is the way that I want to, is this plot, this thing that I want to say or whatever, totally in line? Am I going to be proud of myself, my higher self, you know? Would they be proud of me? Would they be like, look at you go? Spirit is reminding me of a movie. For my Gen Xers, my boomers, my geriatric millennials, you'll be familiar. Anybody younger than that, you might not. The movie is called Defending Your Life. It's really fun. It's a good movie. Enjoy it. If you're into, like, what is the afterlife? They're showing me this because part of the point of the movie is that this idea is when we die, we go to this mid place, and we will watch scenes from our life and defend, quote unquote, you know, were we brave in that moment? Were we compassionate? Were we whatever? Did we show up for ourselves and as ourselves? Spirit is saying, You want to be proud of however it is that you go forward, or whatever it is you say, or how you respond to this energy, whether it's coming from within or from the outside. So your clarifier, Four of Swords, is a really beautiful, perfect answer to the Five of Swords. Reflect, reconsider, take a pause, step back, pause the conversation. Hey, you know what? This is getting really heated. I don't want to say anything that I don't mean. I'm going to take a day or two or an hour or whatever I need, and I will get back to you, and we can resume this conversation then. Pause. You don't need to barrel through. You've come really far, and you're at a really exciting choice point, and Spirit would hate for you to rush. The Hanged One is sitting in the position of the kind of climate around you. The Hanged One, like the Four of Swords, says, pause, reflect, reconsider. You might be able to look at things from another angle and change how the future goes, right? That's the whole point of getting a reading, is like, if you don't like the way the trajectory of the future is looking, now is your chance to mitigate it. Now is your chance to bend it, to shift it, to change it. And that is your guidance. The Lovers. Really important choice. If you look at the classical version of the Lovers card and you put it next to the Devil card, they have very similar energy, right? Like here's this giant entity that is over both of them. And if you put the cards right next to each other and you look at the figures, the couple that are in both versions, the couple in the Lovers is tall and big, and the couple in the Devil is small and tiny, because it's like we are diminished. We are diminished when we make choices that are not aligned with ourselves and what we want for ourselves and what we would be proud to say that we did, or joyful to say that we did. What are you really passionate about? What makes you really excited? Can you choose to go in that direction? Even if it does mean walking away from other things that maybe did not turn out so well. You may have failed at one thing, and it is clearing the way so that you can start something else. Reflect, reconsider before you've decided that this thing is a failure just because it ended or just because it didn't work out. There is something to be gleaned from this, is what Spirit is saying. And that's what the Four of Swords is all about. It's reflecting on what we've been through and making sense of it, getting it organized. That's why it's the four, right? Let me line it all up. What did I learn? And that's what the world also reflects. Wow, I've just been through something major. I'm completing this whole last cycle. What have I learned over the last year? You know, we're also just coming off of Taurus season. So all of you had your solar return if you have Sun in Taurus. What did you learn over the course of like 2023 to now? What have you completed, and what do you maybe need to complete? Dropping these old attachments and detaching from old hurts. And this looks like fully processing. Okay, you can't avoid your feelings, Taurus. So if any of you have been maybe trying to like, no, I'm fine, even though you're really sad about this certain thing, or you really wish something had gone a certain way, it doesn't serve you to try to skip over feeling your feelings about it. Five of Cups sits in the potential. It's ironic, but it's true that actually getting into our grief and feeling our feelings and shedding tears or punching pillows or, you know, screaming to the heavens or whatever it is we need to do, getting into that feeling and fully fucking feeling it is what helps it hurry up and go. A lot of people spend a lot of time and energy trying to avoid feeling their feelings, thinking like they've, you know, found a workaround. You have not. You have not. You're simply putting off the inevitable and making it weirder, because it'll be like, well, why am I feeling like this? This is coming out of nowhere. Oh, it's because I didn't process that fucking breakup from 2 or 8 or 10 years ago. You know what I'm talking about? Let me know, actually. Questions, comments, stories, reflections? Taurus, you're at a wonderful choice point. You can trust yourself if you will take the time to reflect, reconsider, bring more pleasure into it, bring more joy into it. Bring a little more self-care into it. You need a little journaling practice or a little reflection practice. That will assist you in processing what is possibly some really old stuff that I guarantee you, if you can close these mental and emotional tabs, right, in your brain and in your heart, the bandwidth to be able to do all the things you want to do and to change your life will become available. Period. Okay. It's been a pleasure to be with you, Taurus. I hope that the same goes. Leave your questions and comments. I would love to hear them. If you ever want to get a personal reading, the way to do that is just south of this video. And I hope this serves you well. And if I don't see you before then I hope to see you at your mid-month checkpoint reading. Till then, bye, Taurus.